Welcome to 7 Things. We've brought you a new video on the world-famous Bill Gates. Real name of Bill Gates is William Henry Gates III. He was born on October 28, 1955 and was raised in Seattle, Washington. He is an American business magnate, software developer, investor, and philanthropist. Gates co-founded Microsoft with childhood friend Paul Allen in 1975, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It went on to become the world's largest personal computer software company. He is best known as the co-founder of Microsoft Corporation. Bill Gates' net worth in 2020 is 11,370 crores USD. During his career at Microsoft, Gates held the positions of Chairman, Chief Executive Officer, CEO, President, and Chief Software Architect, while also being the largest individual shareholder until May 2014. He is one of the best-known entrepreneurs and pioneers of the microcomputer revolution of the 1970s and 1980s. So now as you know the basic information about Mr. Gates, so let's go 7 thingers to watch 7 unknown facts about Bill Gates. Number 7. Inside Bill's brain. Bill Gates' biggest fear is that his brain will stop working. That's what Gates said in the 3-part Netflix documentary, Inside Bill's Brain, Decoding Bill Gates. Gates' brain is a multi-processor-like computer. He will be reading something else but then processing at the same time. The brain can focus on multiple things at once, such as reading and hearing, but it can't read 2 sentences at once because the brain can't process 2 things with the same process in the brain. But Bill Gates can. So, what do you think Bill Gates' brain is like in an Inception movie? Gates graduated from Lakeside in 1973. He scored 1,590 out of 1,600 on the college SAT test, a feat of intellectual achievement that he boasted about for several years when introducing himself to new people. Number 6. Bill's business at age of 15. In 1970, at the age of 15, Gates and Allen went into business together, developing Trifodata, a computer program that monitored traffic patterns in Seattle. They netted $20,000 for their efforts. Gates and Allen wanted to start their own company, but Gates' parents wanted him to finish school and go on to college, where they hoped he would work to become a lawyer. They wanted to open their own business, after some years of education in colleges. Gates and Allen contacted the company MITS, Micro-Instrumentation and Telemetry Systems, proclaiming that they were working on a basic software program that would run the Altair computer. In reality, they didn't have an Altair to work with or the code to run it, but they wanted to know if MITS was interested in someone developing such software. MITS was, and its president, Ed Roberts, asked the boys for a demonstration. Gates and Allen scrambled, spending the next 2 months writing the basic software at Harvard's computer lab. Allen traveled to Albuquerque for a test run at MITS, never having tried it out on an Altair computer. It worked perfectly. Allen was hired at MITS, and Gates soon left Harvard to work with him. Together they founded Microsoft in 1975. Number 5. Bill Gates' rivalry with Apple's Steve Jobs. Microsoft and Apple shared many of their early innovations. In 1981, Apple, at the time led by Steve Jobs, invited Microsoft to help develop software for Macintosh computers. Some developers were involved in both Microsoft development and the development of Microsoft applications for Macintosh. It was through this knowledge sharing that Microsoft developed Windows, a system that used a mouse to drive a graphic interface, displaying text and images on the screen. Gates announced in an advertising campaign that a new Microsoft operating system was about to be developed that would use a graphic interface. It was to be called Windows. The announcement was a bluff, in that Microsoft had no such program under development. As a marketing tactic, it was sheer genius. In November 1985, nearly 2 years after his announcement, Gates and Microsoft launched Windows. Visually, the Windows system looked very similar to the Macintosh system Apple Computer Corporation had introduced nearly 2 years earlier. Once again, Gates took full advantage of the situation and created a software format that was strikingly similar to the Macintosh. Apple threatened to sue, and Microsoft retaliated, saying it would delay shipment of its Microsoft-compatible software for Macintosh users. Number 4. Da Vinci's fan. Bill Gates also announced that he found his major inspiration from Italian Renaissance painter and inventor Leonardo da Vinci. In fact, one of the billionaire's most impressive purchases was a collection of da Vinci's scientific writings. In 1994, Gates paid $30.8 million for the Codex Leicester, which contains Da Vinci's writings on fossils, the movement of water and soil erosion, and the luminosity of the moon. Gates didn't hoard this knowledge, though he had the Codex pages scanned and released them as a CD-ROM in 1997. Since then, the Codex has been on display at art galleries around America, including in Minneapolis, Minnesota and Raleigh, South Carolina. Number 3. Xanadu 2.0. Gates and his family stays at Medina, Washington, United States. The family resides in Xanadu 2.0, an earth-sheltered mansion. It's named Xanadu 2.0 in honor of Xanadu, the fictional mansion of the protagonist in Citizen Kane, a film that is entirely about how money and possessions were unable to make a tycoon happy. Make of that what you will. The 66,000 square foot, 6,100 square meters, mansion is noted for its design and the technology it incorporates. From outside it looks like the Pacific Lodge style, but from inside it is full of innovation and technology, with classic features such as a private library with a dome-shaped roof and Oculus. This mansion also has a 60-foot, 18-meter, swimming pool with an underwater music system, a 2,500 square foot, 230 square meters, gym, a 1,000 square foot, 93 square meters, dining room, and heated floors and driveways. Property taxes were reported to be US $1.063 million on a total assessed value of US $147.5 million. Number 2. Books written by Gates. Bill Gates reads all the time, about 50 books a year, but the most interesting thing is, he also writes books. He wrote The Road Ahead, with Microsoft executive Nathan Myhrvold and journalist Peter Reinierson, was published in November 1995. It summarized the implications of the personal computing revolution and described a future profoundly changed by the arrival of a global information superhighway. In 1999 he published Business at the Speed of Thought. The books show how business and technology are integrated, and shows how digital infrastructures and information networks can help to get an edge on the competition. This book is addressed to those business entrepreneurs or business owners who don't want to stop on the achieved results but prefer to use new technologies for their business, to bring it to automatic mode to run continuously without any extra effort. In 2021 he published one more book named How to Avoid a Climate Disaster. In this book Gates shares what he has learned in over a decade of studying climate change and investing in innovations to address climate problems. If you want to buy these books, then check the links in the description. Number 1. Bill Gates' efforts towards coronavirus. After years of warning that the world was not ready for the next pandemic, Gates saw his ominous words come true with the outbreak of the novel coronavirus in 2020. In March, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation teamed with the Wellcome Trust and MasterCard to pledge $125 million toward efforts to curb the outbreak, and Gates subsequently revealed that his foundation was prepared to invest billions of dollars into building factories earmarked for the development of a vaccine. He devoted time for helping less developed nations procure an eventual vaccine to stop the spread of COVID-19. Till date, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation has pledged more than $350 million towards COVID-19. People who watch till end, we always keep bonus for them. Here is one more thing about Bill Gates. Honorable Sir Bill Gates. Bill Gates has honored many times in his lifetime, but some of the titles which he adores the most are when Queen Elizabeth II of England made Gates an honorary Knight Commander of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire in 2005, in support of his charitable and philanthropic efforts received the placard of the Order of the Aztec Eagle from Mexico, the Padma Bhushan from India, and the Silver Buffalo Award from the Boy Scouts of America. So, this was the list of the 7 things you didn't know about Bill Gates. Let us know in the comments which of these facts you found interesting. If you are new to our channel, press the subscribe button immediately. Share our video and subscribe to our channel to see more videos like this. If you want to buy accessories related to Microsoft, then check the links in description. Thanks for watching.